Well, hello, everyone. Bryce Kuhn alongside Matthew Brune. Fall camp report in our camping chairs.
Yes.
You like it?
It's hot.
It's warm. We've got to find a better location.
Like 10
for
minutes.
This. We got 10 minutes tops before we.
I'm just gonna pass out.
Before you pass out. You didn't have any water today.
I was dying.
Yeah, no electrolytes for Brune, and we're not sponsored by electrolytes, or these seats aren't sponsored. So if you'd like to hop on that, make sure you check it out.
I don't even know where I got this.
I'm not sure. There's a car right there you might have gotten out of. But hey, we appreciate you tuning in to another fall camp report. Big Saturday out here on campus at LSU, and let's just kind of start with this. I want to start at the end, okay? Because I want to work from backwards to forwards. The intensity level in that final 11-on-11, a lot of jawing back and forth, productive jawing.
What you want. It's
what you want
this
time of year.
Yeah, I mean, we already knew guys like Bernard Good, and I've talked about it last time we did the stand-up.
Does not stop talking.
No, he does not. We talked about it last time that the defense brought the energy consistently. It has felt like every practice we've been at since then, the offense has made it a conscious effort to be like, no, we're not just going to sit here and take this.
Yeah.
Like, we will fight you eventually.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's great. I mean, Nuss is even getting into it. Nuss, I mean, we'll talk about Nuss next and his health and everything. But, it feels like the offense is like, we're gonna fight back. We're not just going to let you just talk mess to us the entire 2 hours we're out here.
I wanted to start off with that because it was kind of, I guess, recency bias.
Yes.
But let's talk about Garrett Nussmeier. Nussmeier it's not a sleeve, it's not a brace, it's a combo of both. I've worn one, not that I'm near the caliber of athlete that he is, but it's essentially one of those that keeps you mobile but also wants to stabilize some things. He's wearing that on the left knee. Brune, I mean, I would say my take on it, and maybe you saw some different things, I don't necessarily feel that he's obviously not 100%.
Correct.
And he was a little gingerly, kind of, jogging. He wasn't full speed himself, but he was able to do everything out there on the field. I wouldn't say it was 100%.
I was surprised at how much he did, honestly. Like, he did everything pretty much. I didn't see them, like, hold him out really for any specific reasons. Now, there were times where you could tell he was, I don't want to say favoring the leg, but it was just kind of, he knew it was there, right? And like you said, the brace is not comfortable. I'm sure that the knee is not 100% in terms of like what he wants to feel out there when he plants or whatnot. And I'm sure he's still kind of scared from what the practice was on what was that, Thursday? Wednesday, whatever it was.
It's all a blur now.
It is a blur. I didn't think he was like 100%. I think maybe there were times where he was timid to step up in that pocket. We know the defensive line has been winning reps fairly consistently, so that's going to take time, and that's why I'm okay with him being out here. Initially, I was like, just hold him out for a couple.
There's no point.
Just hold him out for a bit. But if this is something that is going to be, I'm not going to say persistent, but it is something that he's going to have to, throughout the season, it's tendinitis.
Yeah.
He's going to have to get used to stepping up in the pocket and just reaffirming that confidence in it. So it wasn't a comfortable practice for him, but it's something that will take time, and he'll get back into it.
I'm going to use a word that Brian Kelly used, so it's not us putting words in anybody's mouth. It could be a chronic thing.
Yeah.
Where they're just a chronic uncomfortable. It doesn't have to necessarily be a high pain level, but it's just uncomfortable when you have something like that. I agree with you. His ability to push up in the pocket. The defensive line, continued, especially in that last 11-on-11 period. It wasn't just what they were doing after the snap. It was a lot of pre-snap stuff. We saw the offensive line, both first team and second team, really the second team, struggled with just you could see the anticipation. And look, you got some guys on that second team defense that could start.
Yes.
Like Patrick Payton, we've seen, the interior guys, whoever you want to be, Ahmad Bros out there, Guillory.
All of them.
Well, we sat here last Saturday and we said we weren't going to, throw caution to the wind here about any of this stuff. To me, though, I'm with you, the energy level from the offense has been better, but we're still seeing a week and a half now of fall camp practice we've been able to see. I'm starting to maybe start the narrative that this defensive line might just be pretty good.
Yes. Yeah, I think the defensive line certainly, like you said, another really good day today. I think the offense, just between they had some success in one-on-ones, and I think overall you look at some of the rushing ability that the offense had today, I thought was solid. Nothing really like wows you like in terms of what the offensive line is doing, but if they can just get to a serviceable level against a defensive line that, like you said, is, I think, really good. I mean, you look at the depth, and we talked about it before, but the playable depth of this defensive line and the ability to have Patrick Payton on a second team where I'm not saying he's going to stay there, but like right now that's where he's at. That's where like Ahmad Bro's at. I mean, Bernard Gooden is fluctuating around there. I mean, it's a lot of havoc, and then they bring the blitzes as well from like a Perkins and from some of the linebackers. So it's definitely been an uncomfortable fall camp for the offense. I think that continued. I think the first team offense to end camp or to end practice today was, I think, went 3 and out twice.
Yeah.
It's just has been kind of up and down at times. Now, I will say the second team offense, I thought actually had some really good moments. Michael Van Buren had his best day of camp.
Yeah, I'm with you. Van Buren, to me, looked a little more comfortable, and that was something that Joe Sloan talked about to the media yesterday. He's got talent. We obviously saw what he did at Mississippi State last year, and everyone points to that game in Athens where he threw for 300-plus yards.
Yeah.
It's just about harnessing, essentially, the raw athleticism and just the raw talent he has. And I think even something, too, and Sloan kind of hinted at this yesterday after the mics were shut off, it's for these young quarterbacks, and Colin Hurley included in that, it's avoiding the big mistakes. Like, it's okay to make a mistake and let it fly, but if you can avoid the big momentum-shifting mistakes in a game, that calms things down to where I feel like they can have a little confidence in maybe having to put you in a situation. So quarterback was something that continued to develop, and they got to build that depth behind there. I want to touch on one more thing with this offense, and it's the run game. Obviously, with the news of JT Lindsey not being at practice right now, Harlem Berry is really picking up a big bulk of the carries between him and Caleb Jackson. I didn't chart the entire thing. Am I crazy for saying I felt like Berry probably received a bulk of those second-team carries in terms of Caleb Jackson?
No, I do think that is the case, and I think Berry's started to get more and more reps as it's gone on. I mean, I think the versatility of Berry compared to Jackson is something that they like offensively, the receiving ability, his ability – even when he gets the ball to kind of hit the edge and hit a seam and break and potentially break a big play. We saw him get about 10 yards before A.J. Halsey came crashing down. I think Berry has real, as we know, he has real potential here. He's the number one running back in the country in this class. So I'm excited. I'm glad because early in camp it was like, all right, where's Harlem Berry? Like, where is he going to fit into this? How is he going to do? I think he just continues to get better and continues to get more opportunities as camp continues.
Defensively, wanted to kind of point this out. I've just been extremely impressed with the ability and the depth at safety this team has. I might be drinking the Kool-Aid, Brune. I just really like what they could do back there.
Yeah.
I think A.J. Halsey's a really good tackler. Delane was flying around, had 2 picks today. And also kind of another thing, too, C.J. Jim Coyley is playing meaningful reps on that second team, even saw some first-team opportunities. Jordan Gilbert moved kind of into a little bit of a star role today. The outlook of this safety room, what do you like about it? Or what do you not like about it?
I do like also, to your point of like Gilbert moving around and
Deshaun Spears as well. Apologies.
That when they go dime, it feels like they have like a surplus of players. Like they're able to go dime packages on first team and second team. And that's what, when the first teams were out there and it was third and long for that first offense a lot of times. And they went dime. And, you had like Spears, Cooley, Halsey, and all these different players move around. Delane even moved inside at times as well to nickel. So they have just such versatility on this defense that I'm really excited. And I think this safety room, I was really bullish on going into it, but I understood everyone's hesitation. Now I think people are starting to see like, okay, it's coming into fruition here. The defense as a whole just has been really consistent, I'd say, throughout this fall camp.
There hasn't been a ton of explosive plays against them. In terms of like a consistency against them, and if there is, it's something that it feels like it's like a leak, and you're seeing really good communication. I mean, look, this is my 3rd year covering the program, and he's not here anymore, but Greg Penn was like the stalwart that, Michael Barnett and the guys sent out whenever LSU lost, right? Because that was their spokesperson. Every single time, and in both Alabama games, he talked communication. We just don't do a good job of it. Man, so many times I saw Spears kind of had a play where he let someone get behind him. Tamarcus Cooley comes over and it's like, hey, this is what we got to do. Pre-snap communication, I feel like, has been so much better. And maybe to this point, collectively as a unit, like they've got some guys that can be stars. I don't think they have to be stars for this defense to be good.
I think that's an interesting way of putting it. I think Halsey.
Let me correct myself. I don't think you have to have a top 10 pick on this defense for it to be a good unit.
No, correct. I understood what you're saying. I was trying to think of, because of the depth and the balance, it is going to be interesting to me throughout this entire team, honestly, and I think the same could be applied to receivers. It's like, who's going to step up and be that potential all-conference player on this team. Now, can they get by without having one potentially? Yes, but if they're going to be a really good defense, they're going to have one or two. Cooley, Halsey, I was very bullish on coming into the year. We'll see how the cornerback situation shakes out. Stamps is still getting a lot of first-team reps. Delane, first team. Jackson, I thought had a really solid day. Pickett had a PBU in there. So it's kind of figuring out, sorting through this depth, and I'm curious how much further, because we are less than 3 weeks until game day, how much longer until we really start to see the cream rise to the top. And I think they just have so much talent there that it's not a pressing issue, but it is just interesting to me to watch and be like, all right, at what point? And I think Halsey got a ton of snaps today. So as compared to where last week it was like, all right, well, he wasn't getting in there a ton. Now it's just a lot of Halsey, Cooley, Delane, and kind of figuring out from there.
JV and Toviano.
Toviano's gotten a lot as well.
On the goal line as well.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the goal line real quick? And you can take this wherever you want, but goal line, I'll say it. They've got a couple fun formations that they're going to run. They're going to split, I call him White Boy Rick, Garrett Nussmeier out there to the left side. They're going to split Nussmeier out, and they're going to – and this isn't spoiling formations. They said this in the spring with Juwan Johnson. He could be a Wildcat type of player at that position. How much do you read into, maybe is it a desperation to be able to put the ball in the end zone, but just the creativity you could utilize?
Well, I think there is a desperation. There is a need to be better inside the 10, inside the 5 than what they were last year, inside the red zone in general. And Nussmeier, especially, with him not running this practice, let's say, I think this was the perfect practice to be like, all right, let's get Juwan in here.
Practice getting on the line.
Practice all that stuff where you don't have to move as much, where you don't have to practice keeping it and exploding out and whatnot. So they did a lot of Juwan Johnson, Caden Durham type stuff in the backfield. And I wouldn't be surprised at all. I think everybody is expecting them to go to that at some point this year. And it was kind of hit or miss to a degree. Now the defense, you could say, maybe knew what was coming to a degree, but that's going to be the case when Juwan Johnson's in the game. He's going to have to be able to make them respect him as a passer as well. So overall, I would say the defense probably won the goal line segment, but it doesn't really matter because we needed to see the Juwan Johnson, the Caden Durham backfield. That Caleb Jackson as well got some straight on carries. I'm interested to see him as a power back, but it definitely was the wrinkle that we were looking for. We've been waiting for.
And to your point with that, there's an instance of they're going to know what happens when Juwan Johnson comes to the game. If you're a great offense, it doesn't matter, right?
Yes.
Like you can still get the push to be able to deliver the blow. Defensively, man, we talked a lot about different stuff. Keelan Moses got some nice reps today. Tylen Singleton had a couple nice plays. Kalaj Cobbins is another name we haven't mentioned a ton on that front. I'm going to go out of order here, but it's okay because it's our podcast. Going back to the offense, and we can end it here. You can take it wherever you want after this. Offensive line, the guards are struggling.
Yes.
This isn't a secret. Did anything today clear up that they have an answer there, or is it just like
we saw Mabenga and Chester rotate around at guard, at left guard specifically. Now Thompson has played right guard the whole time. He hasn't really come out of the ones really at all. So
and Bernard Gooden's beating everybody. Like that needs to be put out there.
I think like Don McKinley has had a lot of success. I think Guillory's had some success. So I think I've written about this definitely at length throughout the week. Like the guards have been disappointing. Thompson, for me, I still believe in him just from the tape that he put on.
At some point, it has to click.
Yeah, at Northwestern. So I'm still like, and I think the coaching staff is as well. That's why he hasn't come out. It's like, this has to work. Like you got him for this to work.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so
you can experiment with the other side. We need this.
Exactly. And I think Cohen Echoes is still going to be in the mix there. Mabenga, Chester, like that left guard spot is definitely up for grabs. But Braylon Moore's been really good at center. They got to figure out the guards. Tackles, I think, have been fine. I hesitate to say they've been good. I think some people have said they've been good. I hesitate to go like that far, but I think they've been fine, and that's honestly.
2 first-time starters.
Welcome. Yeah, that's what you would expect with two guys that haven't started. So the guards is definitely the position we need to continue to watch for. We'll see if they continue to improve because against Clemson, we know they'll be tested.
It'll be tested. Really good front seven. Clemson, they've got, I think you look at 3, maybe 4 first-round picks on that defense.
I have a question for you since I let you, run this podcast most of the time.
No, you're good.
At receiver, all of them are good. Like we can all agree, like they're all good. They have a bunch of good receivers. When or will one of them like become elite? Or do you think we'll have to wait for the season to be like, oh, okay, this guy is a real number one? Or do they even need to have a real number one on this team? Like, because Hilton, Brown, and Nick Anderson, Aaron Anderson has been limited. He was out there.
He's back in full pads.
He was in full pads, but he didn't no 11 on 11 or anything like that. We know they're all good players, and we know the tight ends are going to be utilized as well, so that kind of takes some pressure off them. But like, will they have like a real number one guy, like a true number one, or even a true 1 and 2? Potentially.
So this is a question I was asked on a radio hit the other day, and where I kind of went with this is, I agree with you. I think that the floor of this receiver room is really high, especially in just the 2 deep. I mean, you have guys like Kyle Parker. Me, it's really freaking good, and I think he's going to be a real weapon. We kind of forgot about him because he had that catch against UCLA last year, got hurt, and then just never played because he was hurt. In terms of the true number one, like when we talk about number ones across college football, and I know he's a unicorn, like a Jeremiah Smith, like at Ohio State. Like I don't think that guy's on this roster. I don't think Jeremiah Smith's on any roster. But I don't know if they have that. I mean, Nick Anderson can be that. He's got to create more separation.
That's the one for me. If Nick Anderson works this out, if Nick Anderson gets to 100%, he ends up hitting the. If he is better than what he was in 2023 at Oklahoma, he is.
Oh, he's your number one
receiver.
Yeah, and he's probably an SEC team, second team all conference.
That he sets the ceiling to me for this receiving, because like you said, the floor is outrageously high.
Oh gosh,
like even if one goes down with injury or one has to miss time or something like that, I still feel fine of the 2 through 6.
Especially the guys that play in the slot. And it's not that they're, I don't want to say they're replaceable, but you've stacked enough to where you've made it replaceable.
Kyle Parker, Aaron Anderson, all these guys.
Barry
and Brown can do it at all 3 levels. I was very high on Barry and Brown coming into the season, and I still think he's going to have a good year. But again, it speaks to the point of, it's just a question I have, is that will one of these guys become a true wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 1 and 2 or something like that? I know it's not fair, but I just think back to the Malik Neighbor and Brian Thomas year. Yeah. And it's like Malik was so damn good, I forgot about Brian Thomas at times in that fall camp, which is insane. But like, that's the best fall camp I've ever seen is Malik Neighbor's. And so I'm not holding him to that standard, but it's like, when will one receiver just be like, oh, this guy's just way, way better than everybody?
I'm with you on the potential of Nick Anderson. I think he unlocks the ceiling to take this from a good to borderline one of the best wide receiver rooms in the country. I'll also add this, and this question was also posed to me, and I'll throw it back to you. At what point during the season? I think Nussmeier's comfortability we saw last year, he would almost force feed at Aaron Anderson at times, like just because that connection was good and it was working, right? When they go out and play Clemson and it's 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, I'm looking at number one. Yes. Like that to me. If we'll be in the press box, like I'm going to say, where is number one? If I'm, new DC Allen over there at Clemson, where is he on the field? Now, it doesn't mean that they don't have good options, but just based off the comfortability, how long do you think it'll take for that guy to emerge? Is maybe my question.
And Aaron Anderson might be the guy. Aaron Anderson might be the guy. Like he might get. I mean, he had 850 yards last year. I mean, now that was a receiver room that I think pales in comparison to this one.
Yes.
So which is why I've tempered expectation to be like, all right, if he gets 600 yards, I think it's a great year for Aaron Anderson. But how long will it take? You have
Blake Ruffino, AYS Sports.
We're
recording right now, dude.
Come on,
say hey.
Come grab a microphone, Blake.
It doesn't matter how long this goes. I can cut it.
I don't care.
See you, brother. No, I will cut that. Anyways, I'll pose the question again for you. How long could it take? And, I mean, Aaron Anderson could be that guy, but I've been telling people, like, I think by Ole Miss, you've got to know who you're going to on 3rd and 7.
That's week 5?
That has to be unlocked.
Is that game 5 or week 5?
It's the last game of September. I know that. So it's kind of that final month.
Good enough.
4 or 5.
Because they have Florida first, right?
Florida's first.
Then Ole
You'd
Miss
like to know by then. I don't know if you will.
I don't know. I will say that the tight ends gives them a really nice reprieve of like not having that type of stress on those receivers. So I could see a world like everybody goes into the year saying we have 8 elite receivers, right? That's what Brian Kelly said. How many of them are actually going to play? It's going to be 4 or 5, probably. Like if you get to 6, that's a lot.
Embarrassment of riches.
That is a lot.
Yeah, and a great OC.
And it will also mean to me that 1 or 2 haven't separated themselves.
Yeah.
Because if you had 2 NFL guys on this team, they're staying on the field. As much as I like the 4 through 8 on this team, 1 and 2 aren't coming off the field. Yeah. Malik and Brian were not coming off the field. Jamar and Justin weren't coming off the field. Is that a bad thing? It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. And so I still think someone is going to surprise us at some point. I do think that Ole Miss game is probably a good indicator. I would love the Florida game as well, but that's one of the questions I have. It's not a concern. It is not a concern.
Just a question you want
It's just a question I want to see. Is Nick Anderson the guy? Is Chris Hilton the guy? I would say, Chris Hilton's probably been the best receiver through fall camp. Again, Aaron Anderson hasn't been playing, but like Hilton's been the best to this point. I would love it if Chris Hilton just went out there and put up 1,000 yards with 9 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns. Like that would be fantastic. It's just going to be interesting to see if it happens or when it happens.
Yeah, if Chris Hilton puts up close to 1,000 yards, gets himself a day 2 draft pick.
That.
I mean, I think we're supposed to be unbiased, but I think we all have a vested interest in that kid and his story. There is too. But hey, fall camp week number 2 fully. I guess this is actually week 1 complete technically.
Well, what is this? Practice 9?
Practice 9, so it's like a week and a half.
Week and a half.
Yeah, we can't do
like
math.
that.
That's why we're in journalism. But hey, we appreciate you. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. He is Matthew Brune. My name's Bryce Kuhn. We'll be coming to you next week with some more content on the YouTube channel. And obviously check out the Bengal Tiger On3. Get your subscription. Great deal going on. You can get $1 for a week, and you get a free year-long subscription to The Athletic. I don't know about you, Brune.
Yes.
I didn't know that before I joined.
I was already subbed to The Athletic.
Dude, The Athletic is amazing. And so make sure you take advantage of that deal. $1 for a week of the Bengal Tiger access. And then obviously you can continue that subscription. A great board, great messages flowing in on the board. And I think the last thing we have to say is I've officially bowed out of the EA dynasty. I will not be giving Bob the Builder a shout out on this program. You said you would, so go ahead and give him a shout out.
I forgot his name.
Oh, that's brutal.
No, it's
That's brutal.
I don't remember.
That's brutal.
You lost to him last night.
I lost to him last night. Nearly rage. Haven't got that mad at a video game in a while.
It's on you.
So it is what it is.
Go play Bryce in College Football 26 if you want an easy win.
Last thing, tomorrow night, Sunday night, I'm streaming EA Dynasty offline with LSU. I'll get a time on the board later, but make sure you tune in on the YouTube channel. You can find it really easily.
Tell him to play on Heisman.
Tell him to play on Heisman. Also, shout out Colin, our guy Colin.
It was just shout out.
Graphics. Had a baby today.
Had a child.
Well, just sent you a message. Born.
That's all I got. Born.
Not delivered. Born.
He is here. So shout out to Colin. All the social medias you see, Instagram, Twitter, everything like that. RPMs, predictions, everything. So shout out to Colin.
Let's wrap this thing up. Brune, Bryce, the Brune and Bryce Show. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you at Superior tonight. Thanks.